Shout out to Omaze for sponsoring today's video. Go to omaze.com/LSXMatt for your chance to enter to win a new Ford F-150 Raptor. Even in these dark, trying times, she's still dancing away. So first of all, this was supposed to be the front brake upgrade video. And I was gonna have the whole conversion on the 2021 front brakes, but this kind of takes priority over that. So basically what happened a couple of weeks ago, I took this thing to the track with my Camaro. I've done it once before, I've done it multiple times before, never had an issue. This is the first time I was actually towing with it with the 34-inch tires on it. Now, everything felt fine. Like, it didn't feel like it was like severely underpowered or anything. Honestly, everything went great on the ride down there. Got the Camaro hooked up, drove all the way down there, an hour and a half, about 60, 70 miles, I think. And the temperature on the dashboard for the transmission, it actually never went above 150. So it was just below that first kind of quarter mark on the gauge, which is great. And that was just smooth sailing all the way down. Did my runs at the track. I'm gonna have a separate video on the Camaro for you guys in a few days. But after that was done, we get the car loaded up. Driving back, I noticed that it was running a little bit hotter. The gauge was sitting just below 200, and 200 on this cluster, it's right in the middle. Still though, it was nowhere near the hot zone. It was barely even halfway. So I didn't think anything of it. Everything felt great. I get about 5 minutes from the house, stop at a red light, slightly on a hill. I go to move, nothing. It just revs like it's in neutral. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, there's obviously something probably detrimentally wrong with the transmission. So I just started revving the snot out of it. Eventually, it started just crawling forward. I managed to get down a hill, but unfortunately, at the bottom of that hill, there was just another hill. So I was kind of stuck in this dip with the Tahoe's broken transmission and the Camaro connected on the back with the trailer. So I had some Lucas in the back that I just keep back there for safekeeping. I threw that in the transmission. Didn't seem to do anything. I ended up just unloading the Camaro and the trailer on the side street, managed to park this thing, drive the Camaro home, run back, limped this thing back, because apparently if I turn it off for like 30 seconds, all the gears come back and it works flawlessly. It'll shift, it works fine for about 15 seconds and it just falls into neutral again. And at the time it went out, there was this weird kind of shuddery clunk and like a whining noise. So I'm thinking possibly the pump, if not the torque converter, went out, because through all of this revving and trying to get this thing to like inch forward, still the temperature did not go above 150 at any point. So today we're gonna hop underneath, let's check the fluid, we're gonna drop the pan down, just see if there's anything obvious that I could kind of link to causing the failure. And at the end of the day, I mean, this thing's gonna be getting a different transmission. I'm not putting the 4L60 back in. I don't know when it's gonna be happening, but yeah, we are upgrading to probably like a 4L80E or something like that. And yeah, I did rebuild this thing 26,000 miles ago. I did put an AutoZone torque converter in it. I should have went with the AC Delco, but at the time, you know, the AC Delco was 400 bucks. The AutoZone one was 150, and I wasn't expecting it to break this soon. I figured I'd at least get maybe 50,000 miles out of the torque converter, but let's hop underneath and see if we can find any clues in the pan. And yeah, if you are rebuilding a 4L60E and you are planning on just doing it once, definitely go with the OEM torque converter. And the main reason I cheaped out on that is because I knew I was going to be upgrading this to like a 4L80, like whether it was a few months or a few years. So I figured, you know, the AutoZone torque converter, yeah, it'll last until then. But I mean, assuming that's the problem, I was horribly mistaken. That's fluid in it. Yeah, there's some schmutz on there. All right, so let's see if it's going to move again. Yeah, once you put it in gear, you get a whine. And the way it is now, it'll shift. Oh, it's starting to mess up. Okay, we're in reverse. Now watch this. No reverse. Park, off. Let's wait about 30 seconds, a minute. And we're back. Go figure. And I mean, I know as the transmission gets hot, if there's a problem, it's gonna get worse as it gets hot, and it's gonna get better when it cools down. But this thing's running for like a minute. Like how hot's that fluid even getting? And the temperature gauge isn't even reading any temperature in it. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Now, if you happen to find yourself in my situation, driving an older, high mileage vehicle, just kind of keeping up the repairs, doing whatever, you know, whatever the vehicle needs to keep it on the road, because, well, you like it, and it's cheaper than buying a new vehicle, but at the same time, your second 26,000 mile transmission just went out, and you're starting to think, maybe it's not really worth it anymore. Then I highly recommend going to omaze.com/LSXMatt, where you can enter to win a new Ford F-150 Raptor, all while supporting a great cause. So Omaze gives away one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences while donating money to charities across the world. Their sustainable approach towards fundraising means that nonprofits can spend less time and money on raising funds and instead focus on serving the needs of their communities. And right now, Omaze is giving away the ultimate mean machine, the Ford F-150 Raptor. This gray beauty with the dark blue interior has the 3.5-liter V6 EcoBoost that can go from 0 to 60 in just 5.1 seconds. You could travel through 15 cities or 18 highways with the fuel capacity and tow more than 8,000 pounds. Fitted with a 10-speed automatic transmission and 450 horsepower, you're sure to have the power you need whether you're trying to climb mountains or just merging on the highway. Now, this truck in particular is fitted with the Raptor 37 Performance Package. It's going to include 17-inch beadlock capable forged wheels, 37-inch by 12.5-inch tires, twin parallel moonroof, front Recaro seats, B&O sound system, plus some Fox racing shocks. Now, what makes this prize so exciting is that it also supports a great charity, the Folds of Honor Foundation. Founded in 2007 by Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, the Folds of Honor Foundation provides educational scholarships to both the spouses and children of America's fallen or disabled service members. Donate for a chance to win, and your support could help a hero's loved ones graduate, pursue their career, and build a life that honors their veteran. Already, Folds of Honor has awarded over 35,000 scholarships, and as the organization says, honor their sacrifice, educate their legacy. Once again, for your chance to win that beautiful Ford F-150 Raptor and support Folds of Honor Foundation for a great cause, go to omaze.com/LSXMatt. Oh, transmission's over there. It has a drain plug. Look at that. I didn't know it had a drain plug. Okay, that was pretty easy. Oh boy. What do we got in here? Is it strange that I love the smell of burnt transmission fluid? It's a little dark, but so far nothing really out of the ordinary. It's still got a little, you know, pinkish hue to it. So I personally think the torque converter went out on this. The main reason being, when it stops working, it feels exactly like the thing's in neutral. It just feels like there's no connection between the engine and the transmission whatsoever. And with that little bit of shuddering I was getting, it kind of makes the most sense. I don't know how that would react to heat like if you're revving it up and the torque converter isn't working, if that's going to cause the heat in the transmission to go up. I would think it would, but I didn't see any overheating of any kind. Transmission guys, definitely would love to hear your take on this, what you think happened, because it's the strangest thing. You let it sit for 30 seconds a minute, and then it'll work fine for like another 10, 15 seconds. And then it just completely falls out of gear again. So let's get this pan off and see what we can find. Oof, gross. Okay, we're there. Yep, there goes the gasket. Nope, don't do that. Okay. Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Whew. There's definitely a toasty smell to it. Oh, that is a lot of silver. Oh yeah. There you go. Silver. All right, let's go get the scan tool. See if we got any torque converter codes or slip codes or speed sensor codes or anything. Yeah, so TOPDON sent me this scanner. I was supposed to make a video on it diagnosing the rear AC, well, the rear heat in this thing, because the mode door motor on this doesn't work. So when you switch it to hot to cold, the temperature doesn't change in the back. So I was going to try to diagnose the motor with it. It seems a little pointless now, but I am going to have a full video, review on this thing, because this thing is pretty damn cool. It's a dealer level scan tool. Their top of the line scanner has bi-directional control, just a huge amount of features, and it works a lot quicker and just feels overall a lot better than the Autels, because I use the Autels at work and I definitely prefer this one. But let's go ahead and see what we got here. You can see just how snappy and quick this thing is. Let's do a smart scan. So it's going to scan all the modules that the vehicle actually has. Yeah, okay, we already got something in powertrain. It looks like we have a code in rear HVAC. So I won't be surprised if we have a code for that blend door motor. This thing would have been like incredibly useful to have when I was trying to figure out the problem with the front recirculation door. Even in these dark, trying times, she's still dancing away. All right, everything's scanned. Let's go into I guess powertrain, right? Oh yeah, there we go. Torque converter clutch stuck off. That's the only powertrain code we have. Body control module. Temperature control, feedback circuit, range performance. That's probably the blend door for the rear AC. Rear seat audio. I think I still have that disconnected from when I did when I swapped the radio out. So that's probably why I have a code for that. But yeah, I mean, it looks like the only code we have for the powertrain is the torque converter clutch. So yeah, the torque converter probably exploded. I guess don't cheap out and get your torque converter from the dealer, unless you have a 6L80E, because even the dealer's torque converters explode on those things, apparently. All right, so where does this leave us? Well, I'm sticking to my plan. So Tahiti she's going to sit here. she's not getting away this time. I don't care. She decided to blow her torque converter up. I said I'm going to finish the Trans Am, get that car running. I'm not going to stop till it is running and out of the garage, and I am sticking to that plan. In fact, later on this month, we do have another episode dropping on that car. Now, as for the transmission, I am going to be upgrading it, like I mentioned earlier. I'm probably going to do a 4L80E. Yeah, you know, the first gear, it's going to be a little draggier, slower, steeper. I'm not sure how to describe it. Acceleration is going to be a little more sluggish. I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal, just for the fact that I'm going to be boosting this anyway, probably with a supercharger. So first gear isn't, you know, if anything, it's going to help us with traction, having that longer first gear. But regardless, yeah, 4L60E, it's not getting rebuilt again. I'm taking it out. That was the plan from the beginning. I just rebuilt it the first time because I wasn't planning on doing the swap at the time, and I just needed the thing running so I could drive it every day. But now that I have the Astra, this can, you know, undergo more extensive surgery. You don't have to rush to get on the road that fast. Now, for the transmission, how it sits now, I'm just going to throw the pan back on it, throw some fluid in it, just so I can kind of move it up and down the driveway, get it on and off the ramps if I have to. And then at some point, before we actually get to the swap, I'm probably going to rip it out. I'll take it to the garage. We'll put it on the bench, see what we could find inside, because, you know, the transmission got to come out anyway. And yeah, I definitely want to know what you guys think happens to this thing. I've towed with it before without a problem. I mean, this is the first time I towed with it with these tires. So is it just the huge tires, the weight of the trailer and the car in the back that did it? I don't know. The fact that the temperature wasn't getting up there when it went out, it doesn't make sense to me. I think it was just like a one-off stupid thing, and the cheap out, you know, the torque converter I cheaped out on just shit the bed, but who knows. Before I close this video out, though, I do want to thank Omaze for sponsoring it, and don't forget to go to omaze.com/LSXNat for your chance to enter and win a new Ford F-150 Raptor, all while supporting a great cause, the Folds of Honor Foundation.